Welcome to Education in Focus. I'm Aliana Kernodle, and today we're talking about a lawsuit at the University of California, San Diego. Joining me to tell us more about this is the Center Square's education reporter, Esther Wickham. Esther, tell us about this lawsuit.
Yeah, so a few months back in July over the summer, the University of California, San Diego was sued by the Pacific Legal Foundation, among other, small organizations and individuals that attended UCSD, uh, basically trying to seek equal treatment when it comes to educational opportunities for students, regardless of race. We've seen this happening across the country when it comes to affirmative action lawsuits, and this is just another, step that we see in specifically the state of California over wanting this equal treatment for all students.
So, can you tell me a little bit more about this scholarship?
Yeah, so uh, the case really came to light the past 2 weeks because it was over the summer. The lawsuit, didn't really get much traction there. But when the school semester started and the school decided to settle with Pacific Legal Foundation, this was over the affirmative action complaint about the school's Black Alumni Scholarship Fund. And essentially, this fund, it's privately funded scholarship provided by the school that essentially allows only Black students. They can get awarded up to $10,000 for maintaining a 2.7 grade point average while in school, as long as they are participating in campus programs and campus organizations. And so the main part of the case is the complaint is because this is such a significant amount of scholarship funding through the school. Pacific Legal Foundation filed a complaint saying, this is discrimination. This is violating federal anti discrimination laws. And essentially, Pacific Legal Foundation was asking to make this scholarship more inclusive, to allow not just Black students to receive this scholarship, but to make it an equal opportunity for, all students. And so, even though this lawsuit was filed, it was immediately settled. It was a quick settlement. UCSD just didn't want it to be a big issue. After the university decided and agreed to change the name, they changed the name of it from Black Alumni Scholarship Fund to the Goins Alumni Scholarship Fund in honoring Dr. Lennon Goins, who was a UCSD alumnus. And so the goal of that was essentially, them saying, hey, we don't want any trouble with federal law, with federal anti-discrimination law. So we're just going to go ahead and settle. We're going to go ahead and say, this scholarship is available to all students, not based on race. And when looking a little bit deeper into the lawsuit, they say that sure, a lot of students are meeting the academic and eligibility criteria, but they are excluded from receiving the information about the scholarship simply because they are not Black. And so the reason why they wanted to change this and this complaint was filed was it's not about race or ethnicity and in a way to motivate, certain academic standards or achievements, but it should be equal access for all students.
So, did you get a chance to talk to anyone who was involved with this lawsuit?
I was able to talk to a senior at UCSD, Kai Peters. He is a transfer. So he transferred from community college last year as a junior. And when he came to the school, we realized, education is expensive. Tuition has gotten expensive over the years. And he quickly learned about this lawsuit. He didn't attempt to apply for the scholarship because he knew that he wouldn't get it because he's not Black. But he joined this lawsuit because he realized that it shouldn't, in my conversation with him, he realized that it should be based on the needs of students, not necessarily their race or their ethnicity. And so it was really great to talk to him. It was an exclusive interview. He hasn't talked to any other news publications since this lawsuit has come out. So the Center Square was able to, talk to him exclusively on this issue. But he essentially said, this lawsuit is saying if you apply for a needs based scholarship and meet the criteria, you should get it. We're not saying that at all. But what you can't do, as he says, is say that, certain races are more worthy of assistance than others. And he believes, which is why he joined the lawsuit, that this Black Alumni Scholarship is doing just that. It's saying, it's elevating that race above the others. And, he puts quite frankly that students, all students, are in need of scholarships because, like I said before, education is getting more expensive. We are in the 6 trillions when it comes to student debt, and student debt is increasing nationally. And students are graduating with so much debt that when they find a job, they're not able to pay it off right away. And so, something he adds is that the university should be taking steps to lower the burden on all students and to make college cheaper. So instead of just trying to create these scholarships, they should try and take steps to make the actual tuition lower so that all students can thrive and have an education and a future career. So, what this lawsuit is really saying, and kind of what Peters concludes, is that, why should society be responsible for coddling these small minorities? They get these scholarships while other students don't, when it should be the burden of the university to take steps in substantial ways for education to be viable and financially for all students to pay for college and, not just give free handouts based on your race, gender, or ethnicity. And so at the end of the day, this is kind of what the scholarship takes into consideration. And it is interesting to see how UCSD just immediately settled. And it will be interesting to see, too, in the future, what this case kind of sets as a precedent for future affirmative action cases, as we've kind of seen popping up throughout the country.
Well, Esther, thank you for your insights on this story. You can keep up with this story and more at thecentersquare.com.